highlight of the day?
Yes, let's move over to the
Let's
new
see.
car.
This is
our new baby.
this is the new one. So we have the BMW M4 GT3.
Right. So a GT3 car is built to a certain rule, and
Okay.
there are many manufacturers that have GT3 cars.
Yeah.
It's a worldwide rule, so it's worthwhile spending some investment money to make a proper GT3
Okay.
car that's competitive. You can race this in Europe, you can race it here, you can race it in Nürburgring, Le Mans,
Japan
everything.
too. Yeah.
Japan, exactly. So it makes it a very palatable car for a manufacturer to make, and at the same time, if you're working your way up the hierarchy of racing, this is the pinnacle, right?
Gotcha.
So
GT3,
as far as if you stay in closed roof.
Yeah.
So with us, you would maybe start with an M2 CS Racing, right? That's our entry-level race car. Once you get the hang of that, you win a championship or so, then you can move up to an M4 GT4 like that, like the one next to us. And then this is the pinnacle. So, and it's a pretty big jump from one of those to this. There's significant downforce on this. There's very little on that car.
Yeah, so that's more on the, it's more based on the road car.
It's very closely based on the road car, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It prices around $550 as a start.
Gotcha.
Then your consumables after that.
Okay.
It does have an inline-six twin power turbo.
So same. So it's based on the S58.
Right, and it's a P58.
And it's a P58 now. And
exactly.
Any special modifications to that?
The modifications are done to dry sound. Other modifications are you don't spend a lot of time part throttle, so it doesn't have Banos and that sort of stuff.
Okay.
It's designed specifically for flat foot to floor, right? Full open throttle. Intercoolers on this, rather than being air to water, are air to air. And these ducts that we see in the front, two of them are for the air to air intercoolers.
Take a look at that.
Yeah, the two upper ones are the intercoolers.
See, gotcha.
So a little bit different in the way we do it. The turbos, the wastegates have to be a little bit different for racing because BOP, bounce performance, is done through turbo boost adjustments through rev range. So you need a more sophisticated turbo wastegate setup than you would on the street car. And then interior-wise, the big changes on this car is any other GT3 you would have to hook it up to a computer to make the changes that you need for the series, be it BOP, be it whatever rules that the pit speed limiter. What's the pit speed limiter in this series? You'd have to plug that in through a computer. On this car, you can do it directly through the instrument cluster from the steering wheel. So it makes it much more usable for someone who just doesn't have a huge crew.
Yeah. So before we move in, tell me about the power output. So what's the maximum?
So maximum is 591. But that's adjustable by BOP. So bounce performance, and then the series will tell you at what RPM what your boost should be, and that's how they keep everyone close in a window.
Makes sense. So now if we move inside, let's start with the steering wheel, because that's an interesting one. So it's the first time that a BMW racing car has a steering wheel that you can take out and put into a simulator, right?
First time anyone's done it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like a world premiere for everybody.
Exactly. So this is a Fanatec steering wheel that we use in this car. It was developed with a lot of our European race drivers. Philip Ing is a huge sim driver. He helped develop this setup for the car. Steering wheels are getting more and more complicated. And it's important to keep it consistent for the drivers. So they can take this wheel right out of the race car and put it in their sim, or have an identical one on their sim. Now, the E92 had 3 pedals on the floor. So did the M6 GT3. This one is a 2-pedal car. You have a separate paddle on the steering column for your clutch. And just as in the E92, the seat is bolted to the floor and to the back on this, so it won't move at all.
We should start racing probably next year, right? 2022.
I think the first time you'll see one of these run is at the Rolex 24 in Daytona.